ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Fourth Age of Katalia. I'm your DM, GM, storyteller, whichever you'd like to call me, Forgotten Dreams, and I am joined by a lovely cast of people, starting with Mal.
Hey, I'm Mel and I play David.
All right, next up we have Azzy.
Hello, I'm Asio Arcera, and I'm playing Yasmin Windrock, a
All right.
human wizard.
Cool. Next up we got Seth.
Hello, my name is Horiel, and I'll be playing Cinnamon.
All right, last but not least, we have Eva.
Hello, everybody. I am playing Nasa, your friendly druid that deals with animals more than plants because plants suck.
Absolutely.
Please support the initiative to get a druid school going to learn druids about plants, because apparently that's very necessary.
Yes, absolutely. Extremely necessary. Talk to your local congressman. Either way, bringing us in, Seth, why don't you give us our viewer warning, even though this is D&D, and then we'll have Azzy give us a brief recap of what Azzy can remember.
Oh dear. Before we remember anything, however, we want to make sure that everyone knows we are a adult group of people, meaning that the themes of the story will lead where they lead. That can sometimes be dark. If it gets too much, or if it's a theme that you're not very comfortable with, just take a break. Take good care of yourselves. Also, don't hold the actions against the players. Hold them against the characters, as we are portraying them with reason. Anyway, Ezzy, up to you.
All right, we started the session out in the wilderness, out in the swamps to the south, and we had a friendly crocodile that was no problem with, and we were deciding if we're gonna do more missions out here, or if we should go home. The crocodile started to show strange behaviors as it split open its mouth when it started to feed, and tentacles shot out. And well, after some investigation, it turns out it also was technically dead, as the plant seems to have full control of its movement. And the magic from the druid to calm the crocodile seems to not even be in effect. It's just acting calm to be close to its prey. With that in mind, people were not so comfortable going around in the swamp for a long period of time with the crocodile, so we decided to head back home.
Because plants suck.
On the way home, we found some more of the things we wanted, as we could sell to the academy. But in most cases, we got back to town, and maybe not the most safest way to transport a crocodile into town that might or might not have pollen that can infect others. But we got it to the friendly hag and sold the crocodile to her, and she was pretty happy with it, I would say. We got our stuff, we got some loot, and my character got, for example, a bag of holding. I was very excited about that. We went to the university where we saw some new people, and I actually should have a list of names because this is probably something I should mention. So give me 2 seconds and I will just get it up. And here are them. Yeah, we saw someone called Lady Elizabeth Sun when we were at Professor Axiom. That, because of the last name Sun, means it's Nunion's son's wife. And she seemed to be a bit, weird. We'll come back to her probably sooner, so we can sooner or later. Anyway, we sold off our extra material to Axiom, and we decided that we're going to meet up at the bar. But first, Yasmin broke off from the group because she wanted to, leave off her things at home and also go and pay Duo's debt to the prison, because we actually got so much money we could pay it off. And that's where we left off.
Mm-hmm. All right, so Jasmine went ahead and split off from the group to go ahead and pay that off at the courthouse. Meanwhile, the rest of you made your way towards the Widow's Whisper, currently under the care of Cass. So, eventually, Jasmine, I'm assuming you're going to make your way to the Widow's Whisper, or are you going to go home?
I'm going to go home and leave off my construct, so I don't want to bring them.
Okay,
And
so you
then
go
I
ahead
will
and
go
drop off
to
your
the Widow's
constructs.
Whisper.
All right, fantastic. Did you also... You wanted to buy a terrarium, correct?
Yes, that is true. I want to buy a terrarium to start, of course, doing the most sane thing you can do, breeding these plants.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you want it enclosed or open?
Enclosed.
Okay, so the enclosed terrarium will cost you 15 gold pieces.
All right. I also want some form of... you must have some form of air filtration to get new air in and so on, so the plants can grow. But I also don't want to reduce pollination, so some form of filter, if that's possible.
Very rudimentary. Essentially a various essentially like small screen doors that you can put above it that have like different widths in the holes in them. And there's like 6 of them that are very thinly stacked on top of each other to form a filtration system. Something beyond that would probably have to be custom made, especially if it involves power.
I will take the simpler solution, but I'll probably take multiple to make it go through multiple slots, so it's maybe... I mean, I don't think it's that effective to spread this pollination. It's probably not like magic, but might stop most of it if it has to... Yeah, I want to control its breeding pattern, basically.
Okay, yeah.
I also want to buy some mirrors in case I need to direct more sunlight than what my window can oblige, so I can create more heat for it if it wants it. I'm not sure how much heat these plants need.
As this is sort of the audience's first time seeing Jasmine's home, as she's sort of setting this up, what would we see?
All right. The image you see with my name now is how Jasmine wants her home to be. It's in her mind space, like if she would have decorated the room new and made everything, this is what it would look like. But instead, it is more chaos. It's stuff everywhere. She has cogwheels lying around. She's like books lying in throws, and she basically has a chair and a bed, which is pretty much clean, where she does a reading and where she like sits and writes in her book. But everywhere else, it's stuff. She moves around, so it's very cluttery. So she basically has to take her writing desk and probably remove everything to place this terrarium on it. And I don't need this space for now, and puts everything on the floor.
Sure.
The constructs are like fitted into the walls to the sides, and because of she pushing stuff off, they probably move a bit, so they push down more things from the walls a bit. It is very messy. It is not unclean though, as she once a week goes around with prestidigitation and makes sure everything is not dusty. But if this was a normal home, not from a wizard that cleaned it, it would be impossible to clean, and it would probably be rat infestation happening.
Okay, fantastic. All right. You go ahead and you get everything set up. Go ahead and make me a survival check with advantage for the terrarium, with setting up your plants.
Survival check.
Mm-hmm.
That went surprisingly well for me.
All right, 17. Yeah, you do a pretty good job setting this up, and at least from early signs, it looks like, yeah, these plants are going to live.
Perfect. I will keep that in mind and then move over to the bar. It probably took longer than I expected to do all this.
Yes.
Terrarium takes time to do.
Yes, absolutely. So while Jasmine is off doing that, is there any conversations, anything you guys want to get done, going to the market, anything like that? Okay.
So,
in that
usually
case,
people pay for things in copper and silver, right? And gold,
Yes.
of course. But you're saying that these, and he's holding up one of those platinum pieces. You're saying that these are worth more?
Yes. You never seen them before?
They look like silver to me. Just bigger.
No. They're much more worth.
Huh.
You don't come from much wealth, do you?
I never really thought about it. Where I'm originally from, we don't really care.
What do you care about then?
Good question. Care about joy, I guess.
Well,
Worth a lot more than money. Well, where I'm from, at least. Ooh,
money can buy joy?
can it?
Sure.
I really got to try that. Where do I go for that?
Depends on what you like.
Uh. Hmm. You're giving me something to think about. That much is true, as in, I want to buy joy somewhere.
Sure. We'll do the round, see what you like.
How about you, Nessa?
She was kind of not paying attention. What? She says?
Are you also gonna buy joy with your money?
No. I am going to save it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
For
you
what?
save it, can you buy more joy?
I mean, mm, how do I word this? I want to never have to worry about a certain something ever again. So I'm going to save up my money and, you know, do good things in the meantime and make my way. And then when I have enough, I'm going to take care of what I need to take care of.
This
A certain
sounds
something
like-
what? Now I'm intrigued.
I mean, it's not really that important. It's kind of personal, so we're just gonna.
I love personal things.
Yeah, what was up with your thing in the swamp, too? Like, you kind of looked a little strange.
All right,
I
we
am
didn't want
certain
to
you
leave.
saw the kind of attack that thing got in on me.
Yeah, it was.
I was just a
kinda
little bit disheveled.
Oh, okay.
Nothing to worry about. I'm better now.
Okay, that's good. That's good. But as for joy, like, I don't know. I think if you have to pay money for joy, it's not really genuine. So if you're paying for joy, I don't know.
I
Well,
think
that's
you
got me
kind of
confused.
misunderstand what paying for joy means. It just means being able to do things you enjoy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the brothel down the street. I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Well, if that is something someone likes, sure, but it was not only that.
Have you, what, Cinnamon? Why do you look like that? Like, are you? Have you been to the brothel down the street?
No, I certainly have not been around the brothel ever before. And you see him sort of go red as a tomato in his entire face.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, there are lots of people over there that buy joy every night.
Wait, what? Is that what you...
I heard she's
Oh,
nice.
That was not what I meant. You did not the kind of joy that I was thinking about. As in... Oh, right.
I'm just saying, they buy joy every night.
Right. Well, please don't confuse me with that, because that's not really what I was talking about.
Okay.
And
she it's very clear that she meant to say what she meant to say because she knew it would ruffle Cinnamon, so she's just kind of sitting back enjoying this little chaos.
Yeah, you can see him like trying to find his way out of this. Physically, almost.
Well, that's what buying joy looks like firsthand.
I might buy something else in that case.
That's why I said it's not always like genuine if you have to buy it.
Depends on what you're trying to buy.
Yeah,
True.
you know what? In the Feywild, joy is a completely different thing. Or well, perhaps not for everyone, but at least where I'm from.
Everyone's got their own little goal. And she
Cool.
says this, and she kind of looks over the crowd of the people, and she's just kind of looking at each individual one, and then she looks back to you guys, and she's kind of she says, so we agreed we're gonna help Tuo, right?
Cool, you hear
With
your
some of
name
this-
from outside the kitchen.
We're gonna help him with the money that we got
Jasmine's taking care of that, I believe. She,
already. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Heading there now, I think.
Did you
Or
hear that?
she's running
Tuo?
away with the money.
You just
you hear that?
like to poke his head out of the kitchen. Yeah, I hear ya.
It's about
How
at
you
this
doing?
time, the door to the inn opens, and Jasmine would make their way in.
oh, look, there she is.
She gives us like a small wave, and then she moves over to the bar. Is there a bartender there? Is she
Yeah, there is. So she's not there right now. You see, what you would see at the bar is a half-elven man, dark in complexion, short hair that looks like it was recently shaved and has started to grow back in. Bit of a nice goatee, and is currently wearing some plain clothes with a brown apron.
I would want some dinner and some
I think we can do that.
cider.
Okay, some cider. Any preference in like taste of cider? We have a couple.
Apple.
That can be established. Yeah. Okay.
Alright.
Um.
And do I
One
see
silver.
two?
Yeah, you would see Tuo's head currently poking out from the kitchen.
Okay, I will pay a silver. Oh, two.
I
You know what? I have really good news for you.
oh,
You are no longer in debt, and you no longer have to work for the wolf company. You are now free again.
oh, well, that was quicker than last time.
Yeah, we got a lot of resources from selling all those things we found in the swamp.
Oh, that's nice.
Very scary crocodile, because that one was nasty.
Hmm. Would I still have that crocodile cloak I got at the end of? was it one of the things that
it's
was
still
sold?
in need of being treated to become a proper cloak, but yeah, you would still have it.
Okay. So like, you see Tuo with like the hood pulled up, which is just like the head. Walk out with the plates as they were talking about the loot from the swamp. He's like, let me show off my part of it.
Does it
Do I
smell?
think there's still a bit of meat on the inside?
Ooh, maybe I can put it in the stew.
Oh,
I think you're
No.
gonna have to go and fix that somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I think I'll eat vegetarian tonight, if you don't mind.
What does that mean again?
Only vegetables, Tuo. Only vegetables.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, he goes back with the plate he had for cinnamon.
He was planning to use that. Oh, no.
And Tuo, you would know that the new bartender is Desmond.
All right.
I sit
Miles?
down with the rest.
No, not Miles. Not Desmond Miles. Just Desmond. You don't know his last name.
Moonbear?
Oh, I'm sorry.
It wasn't Moonbear, but now it is. Okay. Go ahead and Tuo. It's your first time really making vegetarian. So if you could make me a roll with your chef's tools, I don't remember what they're called on the sheet.
Yeah, I don't know what the modifier is for them. Cook's utensils.
Let's go ahead and say that it's going to be D20 plus Dex plus proficiency.
Okay, so it's Dex. Okay. Alright, there we go.
11. Yeah. You essentially just make
It's
a salad.
just a plate of vegetables.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, salad.
completely raw. They're like, a couple of them are chopped up, a couple of them are whole. You didn't really know what to do with it. There's no dressing or anything.
Yeah, he just looks very questionably at Cinnamon as he hands the plate. Like, are you sure this is what you want?
Oh, yeah, and can you pass me the sugar, please?
Are you sure you don't want some cinnamon?
No, sugar will do fine, thank you.
Okay. As he fishes a shaker of sugar out of his apron and puts it on the table.
Just starts
Oh boy.
sugaring up that meal
Make me
unhealthily so.
a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. I want that.
Okay, 15. As you're shaking, you can feel like the cap to the shaker is like lightly loose, so you have to like put it down, screw it on tighter, and then pick it back up, and you're practically just like shoulder mounting it.
It's still way too much, but yeah.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Desmond
He
just kind of
starts
looks at it
having
and
dinner.
goes, "That is interesting." Huh?
Should we put that on the menu?
No, I don't think we should.
I don't think either.
What? It's good.
I will take your word for it.
Don't normally have sugar on salad. Seems strange.
Aska is like making her way down the stairs, and she goes, "Sugar on salad? What? What are we talking about? Also, hey, you guys are back."
Hello.
Cinnamon just turns his head
And
at
she-
Casca waving, cheeks filled like a hamster's.
Yeah, and Yasmin just points to his plate on the salad with sugar on it.
What is that? That's not on the menu.
Tua just takes out a notebook and makes a note
No,
of like
no,
the new
2-0.
recipe he
2-0, stop.
Well, if he says it's good, I should.
You know,
Make
Fell also said the super spicy food that you kept making was good, and some of our patrons had to go to hospital afterwards. So
Why?
it was too spicy. They were bleeding. Their throats were bleeding from how spicy it was.
But Fel liked it.
Yeah, well, Fell is, we'll keep it to our... We'll keep it to certain clientele, let's put it that way.
Like a special menu.
Yeah, like so put that on the special menu.
Spicy, super spicy, and sugar vegetables.
There you go.
As he like turns a new page and starts scribbling down.
Right,
Oh, yes, don't let anyone go to him and order the today's special.
No. Today's special is clam chowder. We're good there.
Does he know
Yeah.
that? No.
2-0?
Oh, so it's grazed bits of lift
Yes.
of a crocodile.
Today's special is clam chowder, right?
Wait, clam chowder also has to go on special menu?
No. Today's the dish that we're serving mainly is clam chowder tonight, correct? Yes? You have that on the blackboard?
It's just like a drawing of a pot of soup with a clam.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think so.
Okay, good. All right. Oh boy, how's everything going? Have you guys made any progress on the investigation, or?
We have made some progress, but we haven't found anything conclusive yet.
Okay. All
She
right.
looks over to the rest that has actually done some investigations.
How is she looking, actually?
Pale. Pale, bags under her eyes, sort of messy, like just got out of bed hair, very loose-fitting clothes. Yeah.
Well, we are looking into it.
Good.
Alright, we're looking into what?
The
Oh,
investigation.
right, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah, no. That's a thing, Cinnamon. Remember?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I got a bit distracted with the four-way splitting mouth crocodile and all that kind of stuff. Also, the tentacles weren't really, a bit nasty.
What?
Which is why I think it's not a great idea to put any crocodile in there.
I think I've hit my head hard because I only remember half of that.
Be happy. You don't want to remember that.
I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna...
It was a crazy day in the swamp.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
And now it's over, thank God.
Why did you go to the swamp?
Because
Well,
they had to
because you were
free me
dead.
from slavery again.
Oh. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All right. Community service, I think, is the official term, 2-0.
It sounded like the same type of
It's
deal
basically
as,
the same.
like,
Don't worry about it. Oh.
so how are you feeling?
Overwhelmed, to be honest. She sits down at the bar and she's got a ledger in front of her. Slightly over budget and in need of more customers. Other than that, I'm fine. She gives a bit of a smile.
How much
Where did one
how much
find more
funds are you
customers?
lacking?
Sorry.
Well, currently over budget by about 100 gold, but that should be... I mean, we still have most of the month left to go. We're only on the 17th. So, yeah, hopefully, enough customers come through. We get our reputation back up and,
maybe we could market this place as a murder mystery restaurant.
Let's not. That is too soon.
I mean, people love a team.
I am not entirely comfortable running a murder mystery tavern over my dead adoptive father.
Yeah, no.
Maybe later.
Let's at least give it a year.
He starts counting on his fingers.
Long time too, long time.
Do you have stocks at least?
Stocks?
Alcohol.
Oh, yeah,
Food.
sure. So that's part of why I'm slightly over budget is because a couple of shipments came in that were a little bit more expensive because some new tariffs have been put into place. We are back to stocked. I just haven't restocked this shelf, and she points towards the mostly empty alcohol shelf from
The
last time
raided.
it was raided. Instead, we kind of have that in the back, so that in case anything else happens in the future, the bar isn't overrun again.
You live, you learn, I suppose.
Hmm. Well, either way. What's up? What are you guys up to?
I don't know. They help me, so I'll just follow them for a while.
I mean, that makes sense as long as you still show up for your shift once a week.
I'll. Okay.
Well, dinner now, and after that, I've no clue.
How did the... Oh god, what was this? The Schmeller thing go? Was he good? Was he clean? Clean? Quote unquote?
He's an odd fella. He changes his hair color and his eye color a lot.
He seems clean, I would say.
Okay.
Well, he gave good information actually on, so we have some clues in order to find, well, the culprits. And he also, at least on my list, I cleared him off as not a suspect anymore due to his, well, information, and that he, well, he has ways to transmutate himself, but he showed how he looks without any transmutation, and I double confirmed that he didn't have any.
Oh, okay.
So, I think he's clear. I don't know. It feels like I'm missing something.
Sure.
There is something maybe you can help me with. Who would gain on him dying?
I mean, that is a tough question for me to answer. I was not involved in everything. I was barely learning the ropes for this place because, you know, he wanted me to take over, but I didn't really want to take over. And you know me, I had applied to the academy and all that fun stuff. I still got a lot of his books to go through. I can, you know, see if he in any of his journals mentioned an enemy or anything. But I don't know. He was never like, curse this person because they've screwed me over. Any of that stuff.
Did you know if he had any special assets or a bank vault somewhere or something like that? Or maybe he told you, if something happens to me, go do this or anything like that?
Yeah, I haven't, you know, I haven't been able to really make the trip, but apparently he has an account in Newhaven. With a bank, that he said, you know, in case of emergencies, go clear out my account there.
Wasn't that also where you said my ex-owner was, or was it?
Yes, I believe that is where your ex-owner is.
New Hafton. That's far to the west.
Yeah, that's the capital of Western Katalia Imperium.
How would you prove that you were coming on his behalf?
Well, I have my birth certificate and all that stuff, and I have the guards have this morning they gave me his death certificate, so I assume I just take that and then the birth certificate and make my way.
He didn't have a key or anything?
I don't know. He didn't mention a key. And I haven't finished going through all of his stuff in his office.
But isn't that very fucking far away? Why would he have that money stashed so far away?
I don't know.
I have a really bad feeling about this.
Well, actually, you know, I sort of know. I believe Koldo was originally from that part of the world. Like, if I remember correctly, like he was born there. He was. But that was like back when the Imperium was one, you know, whole nation, and I think he even fought in the Civil War. Yeah.
Did he ever tell you how much he had there?
No, it was just one of those things where he mentioned it.
Who knew?
Who knew? Me and apparently an old buddy of his. Let me go see if I can find the name. And she goes up the stairs and you hear go around the corner and enter into the office. It's like the shuffling of books and wood.
Yasmin will turn to the rest of the group. That might be the motive. The money. If someone can take his form, they just have to stay around long enough to learn the things they need, and then they can go there as him.
Sure, but it is also a long ways away.
Yeah, well, it all
There is no
depends.
real way for them to know if it has been cleansed or not. Cleaned, removed.
I don't know, but I'm struggling with the whole this case. It's a very intricate thing to copy someone's appearance and pretending, learning their living patterns. There must be some great gain to be found here. But the motive has been the thing that has been most confusing to me.
Yes.
If there is a lot of money there, that might be a motive, even if it's far away. Especially if they thought his money was actually here. But if they at some point learned that his money wasn't here, actually over there, they might, well, just get rid of him and move on.
Found it! She makes her
You
way down
found
the
the
stairs.
money?
No. I found the purse. Hold on. She makes her way downstairs, and she's got like a small chest with her. She goes and she puts it on the bar and opens it up. And inside is a leather-bound journal, and also what looks like a large rolled-up piece of parchment. She takes out the large rolled-up piece of parchment and... Go ahead.
Did she use a key to open it?
Yeah, it looks like there was a key that has been placed into it and unlocked it.
As she is like taking the key and opening it up, if I can, before she reaches in for the roll up, Jasmine said, wait, how long ago did you open this?
Literally 2 minutes ago.
Oh, but before that?
Oh, I've never opened this before that.
Alright. Is it okay if I check the box with the things to see?
Sure. She slides it towards you.
And I will basically try to investigate if these things have been moved around recently a lot.
Okay. Ooh.
It is probably not super easy, but if I can find grease, fingers, anything touching it, that can be indication. So I'm searching for things that might give a clue to that it has been tampered with.
Okay.
Can I try to, as she does this, if I can also help to see if it's been locked picked?
Go for it. That's a little bit
Because
harder.
I'm-
So, all right. What I'm gonna have. Okay. I'm gonna have the two of you make investigation checks. Because the key is in there, though, I'm gonna have David do an investigation check with disadvantage.
Alright. And I will actually get my familiar will jump out. And we'll start sniffing around it as well and see if it knows any other scents. If I can do it with advantage because of...
Sure.
Alright.
6. Hard to tell, David. 26. Looking through it, it looks like there's a very, very, very thin layer of dust inside of most of the chest, including over the scroll that she was about to pick up. However, the book has very faintly like the outline of her hand and the outline of another hand that you're confident wasn't hers, and it is too small to be Koldo's. It's like average human size hand.
Alright, someone has been in here. Look, this is the outline of your hand as you touched the book recently, right? And this hand is a smaller hand than Koldo's. Smaller than yours.
No, you're right. Oh.
Someone has been in this box fairly recently.
Okay.
Let's see if we can and lift up the book very carefully. And she will like put in just 2 fingers and like try to lift the book up to see if the pattern under the book has been disturbed. So if it has been lifted out.
With a 26, you can see that there's like a clear sign that originally the book was probably like canted to the side, and then when it was put back in, it was perfectly put back in.
Yeah. Right. So the scroll, I don't know. It looks like the scroll is not tampered with, but this book has definitely been opened. Let's see if we can find out which page, probably the latest. And she will start with her pen, but not with any ink on it. We'll like start investigating, lifting up the book and like going through it, finding any signs of, in worst case, a ripped page. That would be the worst thing to find, because that means that they got what they wanted.
Okay.
But otherwise...
Go ahead and make me
Yeah.
another investigation check with advantage. Same exact thing. Okay. You don't find a ripped out... Yes. You don't find a ripped out page. However, what you do find is like the smallest sign of like a pinky finger that had a bit of blood on it, slightly stuck to the corner of one page. And it's the last page that's written on in the journal.
It read this, it seems. Are you okay? Is this written in Orcish?
This is actually written in common. And do you just look at the last page, or do you like go through the majority of it and try and figure out what it's about?
I would actually turn first to Casca and say, "Are you okay that I read this?"
Right, go ahead.
And then, and are you also okay that I copy it?
Oh, okay. I guess.
All right, thank you. And she opens her book, her medical book, and it turns page to like on its own, and she like inks form on a pencil on her like feather pen, and she starts to write as she's reading the common text. And she goes through all of it.
Okay. Going through it, you would quickly
That
realize
page.
that this, you would quickly realize that this entire thing it's a day-by-day journal. Well, I should say it's a month-by-month journal. My bad, not a day-by-day. And it's just like entries from Koldo, and it starts with his graduation from the Officers Academy in the capital. The new capital of the Western Imperium, Neuhofen. It then continues on to him leading his first group of men, to the war starting, to him deciding on which side he wanted to join, to the 15-year siege at Neuhofen in the Civil War. Then, not long after the siege ends, it begins to talk about them going on the offensive. And it mentions that there is a noble who's like been mentioned like 3 times throughout the portion of the siege, named Caldo von Musel. Caldo von Musel.
But his name is Koldo.
His name is Caldo. This individual is named Caldo. So Caldo's with a K, Caldo's with a C.
Ah, I see. So a completely different person.
Yes. In fact, make me a history check.
All right. I mean, I don't read about nobles.
Natural 1. Yeah, you're
That's the least
not up
favorite.
on nobles. You absolutely not. Okay.
That is definitely why my family is a bit disappointed in me.
Yeah. So that name rings no bells whatsoever. But it talks about, going to battle with this individual a few times. And then during the offensive, it talks about how Caldo, our orc, actually raids the Von Musel estate during the offensive and gets a lot of ill-begotten gains. And he decides to send those ill-begotten gains back to his home in Newhofen and store them away. And the last journal entry takes place, you think maybe roughly about 2 months after the Civil War, when he talks about leaving the army and running into Caldo's ex-wife, Caldo's widow, essentially, the woman who... is that how you explain it? Well, Caldo was married at one point and she died. So whatever that is called, yeah.
Yeah. So
Late wife, I guess.
Yes, his late wife. Sorry.
It's late, yeah.
Yes. It talks about his first ever meeting with her and sort of his reason that he left the army. And that is where the journal ends.
Would you have ever been told stories about that period of time from him?
Absolutely not. That is something that, and I'm sure 2.0 at one point, you probably had customers who were veterans from the Civil War who would come in, and some of them would occasionally recognize Caldo and be like, "Hey, how you doing?" Yada yada yada. Caldo would keep those interactions extremely short. And, it'd be like they'd get their drinks, he might, depending on what side they were on, he might give them free drinks for the night, or he might charge them double if they were Eastern Imperium veterans. And then he would just quickly get them out.
So no chance that Tuo has ever heard anything of that story?
No.
Okay.
How long ago was this? I don't know if Jazz shares, but
well, she does share. I would say she would tell the important points. She would speak it quite low, so only the table can hear.
Mm.
But unless Casca tells her not to. But yeah.
how long ago was
should
the
be
Civil
fine.
War?
So the Civil War itself took place 23 years ago. To the day, actually. You kind of thinking about it, the anniversary for the Civil War is next week.
Okay.
Do you think that they wanted their money back?
Maybe. Let's check the scroll. Do you suppose the scroll will hold who knew?
I have no idea, so yeah, let's see what it is.
I mean, either way, I wouldn't mind going to Newhaven, because, Lucius is also there, and if I understood stuff correctly, he should owe me money, right?
It doesn't have. He
Hopefully how that
might not have.
works.
Well, I still want to show him that I'm doing good now.
All right.
And we can combine it with a trip to the bank. It can be a road trip.
This road trip would take a long time if we're gonna.
Yeah, how long would that take? Do we
Well,
have any idea?
Someone say travel. Road trip, I'm hearing.
it would take about 2 weeks.
Oh,
Actually,
I can't
less than I
go
thought.
then. Because I would have to come here every week to work, so I couldn't go if it takes so long.
I mean, if you guys are going to go to, sort of investigate that, I'd be willing to come along and see what that's about. And, I guess I could, keep you on, not as a cook, but as a temporary bodyguard.
Ooh, I like that.
Do you guys unravel the scroll?
Yeah.
Okay. On the scroll,
Are you sure that we can do this in 2 weeks? I mean, it's very far.
it is very far. I don't know.
Is the scale in the bottom correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So it's 1,600, like even more. Like, let's see here. It is about 900, 1,800 miles. And I guess this is English, American miles.
Yes, sorry, I'm an American, so American miles. Yes.
So that would be in metric system miles, 288, which is an ludicrous amount
It
to
is a
travel
ludicrous amount. Yeah.
by foot.
Oh,
So-
no, I'm not talking about by foot. No, definitely not by foot. There's no way I could walk that far.
Oh, all right. What
Wait,
travel?
I could
thinking-
carry you.
I mean, we have a cart for shipments.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
That. So I could carry the cart.
No,
No,
no, no,
the
no, no,
horse can
no,
pull
no.
it.
The horses can pull the cart.
Right.
it still feels a very long way to take it. It's gonna take. I mean, this is talking favorable roads all the way, going in a
That's
straight
true.
line.
That's true.
Ooh. Are we going to travel?
Road
Let's
trip.
unravel this thing first.
Okay, you
before
unravel
we-
it. It's a very photorealistic photo of Caldo in like full plate with a halberd, standing next to 3 other individuals. One individual would be a human male, probably just turned 18. Very excited smile. Has a bit of a tattered tabard over his armor that does have what you can only guess to either be mud or blood. It's not a color photo. It's like a black and white. Also holding a halberd and in full plate. And then one other individual who looks to be in their early 40s, human, probably, I mean, judging by Caldo's size in the photo, Caldo looks like he's a tiny bit shorter than he was when you guys ran into him, and Caldo stood at about 6'4". So this individual is probably 6'2". But yeah, much older, long gray hair that sort of peeks underneath his helmet, and actually has a heraldry on the left breastplate of his armor. And you guys can go ahead and make me history checks to see if you recognize the house.
I don't know. I know that.
Okay. So Tuo and Jasmine, David 16, yeah, David as well. So all 3 of you would recognize this as, definitely not Cinnamon. Would recognize this as the von Lohengram household.
Is the symbol a nice symbol, like of a dragon or something?
The Lohengram symbol is of a chalice with a pseudo-dragon wrapped around the handle of the chalice.
Right, that explains why she actually paid attention to that lesson.
Can you spell the...
Lohengram? Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll put that in the Discord.
So it was it 3 people who were standing next to, or
Correct.
2 others?
Well, Caldo is standing next to 2 others, and they're in like the back shot is like a wheat field with in the background there is a manor that is on fire.
So these are the raiding party.
Yes.
Oh my god. Well, does any one of these remind me of someone I have met recently?
Ooh.
Like a younger version of someone I have met.
History check with advantage.
Can anyone make that roll?
Just Jasmine at the moment. 25. Thinking back over all the individuals you've met in like the last month, a face does not come to mind, but the Lowengram name comes to mind. It was mentioned in a letter. You can't remember exactly who in your family wrote the letter, but somebody in your family was writing a letter to the Lowengram household.
Right, so they have actually been established. Yeah, right. Okay, cool. Interesting photo. Oh, interesting painting, you would say.
Is it actually like a daguerreotype? Is it an actual photo, or...?
It is like the best someone could do to make a photo. It's just a very photorealistic drawing, so all the proportions
Okay.
are correct. It's like a very good shading on the faces, all that. Well, the photo's a bit morbid, but okay.
Let's check his journal, some early entries, see if he gives the name of this individual. They should be important to him. And she will go through a little.
Yeah, flipping back through the journal, looking specifically for names. Quite a few names are mentioned. Sergeants and privates who did very well on the battlefield during the siege, yada yada yada. But the most constant names are Cadence and Michael von Lowengram.
Alright, Michael, let's go with him. And with Cadis, can you spell that?
Cadis.
Cadis, alright. And the other one is probably Cadis. They seem to be his friends.
Huh. Cadis is familiar. I've heard that name once before, I think. Yeah, no. Cadis, he's a ship's captain. Oh, I don't know out of what port, though. Huh. And was it an airship, or was it, like... Oh, I don't know if it was by sea or by air.
Well, we could ask Schumer if he's someone that goes by Sky.
Who?
A Sky nautical engineer we met.
Oh, Schmeller!
Schmeller, yeah, that's what.
Oh. That could be a lead.
Actually, I believe that Schmeller said that he had been acting a little bit strange, maybe? Just before? Did you pick up on that?
Yes.
So-
we have a theory that Calder had been impersonated for longer than suspected. Or at least someone met with his friends pretending to be him.
So are we going on a road trip or not?
I think it's too early to decide on a road trip.
I'll think about it. And we are going to take our break there. And we'll be right back. See you soon, folks.
See ya.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the fourth age of Katalia. Unfortunately, 2 of our players had to go, but that is okay. So, picking back up into the bar, you quickly begin to hear the sounds of snoring coming from Cinnamon and Nasa, as it appears that they have passed out from exhaustion.
I thought sugar kept you awake.
I thought
Well,
that too, but he is a fey creature. Maybe it works differently.
Mm.
Sometimes if you consume a lot of sugar, you can get a sugar crash, I think. I don't actually know. I haven't experienced it. I'm not so much into sweets.
Either way, before we start, finalizing any plans to run out of the city and go investigate a bank, let me do a bit of research, and let me also figure out how we would even get there.
Yeah. And there is something that you might be able to do that will have a lot harder trouble with doing.
Okay.
If you can reach out to people he normally spoke to, but you don't think he actually spoke to the last week or two, and just see if any of them claims that he went and spoke to them. Just so we can get a pattern if how much this imposter have pretended to been him.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can do that.
I think it
Yes.
would be easier for you as well. You're related.
Yeah. More than likely. Well, that means I'm gonna have to leave the bar.
Did he put all his meeting in his book, or there any he would keep out of it?
From what I know, he kept all of them recorded.
I guess it's a good start and check the ones that are not recorded in the book. The people, that he sometimes spoke to, but it's not recorded.
Hmm. Either way, that means I'll have to leave the bar and get on that. So I need to go take a bath. You guys have fun?
Yeah.
With the bath?
No. Doing whatever it is that you guys, do when you're hanging out at a bar, I guess. I'm going to go take... You know what? Too well, don't worry about it. And she... do you mind if I close this up and go put it back? She points at the book in the scroll.
She just checks the last page, not the last page written, just the last page to see if it's written like from someone or to someone or something like that. And the first page, basically something to identify if there's any name of importance that gave this to him.
No, there wouldn't be.
All right. Then she says, yeah, that's fine. And she will put them back.
Yep.
And she puts them back very carefully, like to be exactly the same as they were when she found them.
Sure. You go ahead and you do that, and she goes and closes the chest, locks it, picks it up. All right. See you guys again soon, I guess. To maybe help those two to a room. I don't want them getting robbed while they're sitting at the bar.
Oh, right. I thought you meant the other two. That makes more sense. As he picks up Cinnamon and puts him on his shoulder, and then picks up, and he just starts to go upstairs.
All right. And she also makes her way upstairs. Quickly disappears.
Can I
in the
also
room.
get a bath?
Pokes her head out of the room. Yes? We can do that. I mean, I don't have a tub your size, though, so...
Oh.
We're probably gonna have to... I'll figure something out.
Thanks.
Okay.
And he puts them just like snuggling next to each other in the same bed.
Okay. Fantastic. And she disappears, closes her door. Back downstairs.
David,
Yes.
that poison we found, do you know where one would get more of that exact same?
Well, I am not very. I haven't been in the city very long, but I could take a look around.
Yeah, I wonder why that poison in specific was used. Why it doesn't seem. Why not just a dagger? Why both poison and that? It seems like maybe there's a clue there that I not found yet.
Was it just? I wasn't there when you spoke to the hag about it. Was this just? Oh wait, you weren't either, were you?
No, I weren't there.
Fuck.
We have to ask them. I guess we can ask them for details when they wake up.
Fair enough. But yes, I can see if I find some information about it. If you want to come, that's fine as well.
She looks a bit hesitant. Is that, where do one go to find things like that? Will it be dangerous places?
Potentially.
I am fine here, she says, looking down to a book.
There
Desmond,
might also be some.
Desmond, the barkeep, kind of speaks up and says, "You know, you could find that stuff at the night market, maybe. Usually some shady dealers around that time."
The night market,
makes
you get
sense.
stabbed there.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair risk, but you know, you could get stabbed walking down the street.
You can get stabbed in the kitchen if you're not careful.
Right?
True.
Yeah. Well, I think I am more talking about the appropriate risk to how many times you walk down the road and how many times you get stabbed is significantly higher in the night market, right?
I mean, now we're getting into statistics, and I don't have those sitting in front. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the daily column in a while, so I don't know what the crime rate is up to.
I would think that since there are quite a bit of people around, it's probably not going to be as likely.
Right. Yeah. I mean, no one's gonna. Well,
Hmm.
I mean, the more people around, the easier it would be to also stab someone if you thought about it.
Suppose in some instances, yes.
Yeah. Like if you're in a
Just
heavily
mage
crowded
armor.
area.
She casts mage armor and huddle up with her book.
It's just a shimmer of magical energy that suddenly, briefly covers over Jasmine's form.
I probably don't want to visit the night market. Maybe if we all are in a group
Sure.
and I'm in the middle.
I can protect you. I've been there often.
Plus, he's got a shell.
I am pretty sure
And a
that
hammer.
Yeah.
I am fully confident that anyone who stabbed me, Tua would smash with the hammer. I'm just
Yeah.
not sure in which order.
Yeah. I mean, fair.
Uh,
But wouldn't they have to,
mean-
like, stab Tuo in order to get to you if you're in the middle?
If I'm in the middle, yes.
I mean, they could also stab David.
Yeah.
Something tells me they might go for the easier victim. And she says, look here, like, you're looking even smaller.
Let's just put it like this, Annie.
I'll just ask
People
them
tend to
come.
not stab people for no reason. I mean, they might stab you to take your gold, but that's about it.
I think that's what I'm afraid of, that they see that I have this book and they think that I have more, and then they stab it and yeah.
Maybe I can just ask them really nicely to attack me instead of you.
I don't think you can feasibly ask everyone we meet there to stab you.
I mean, I can try.
No, I think that's a bad idea.
If you put it like that, that's so something he would do.
She has figured you out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I'm just going... Do you guys need another round of drinks, maybe?
Yes, please.
Okay, alright. 2 copper.
Oh, their drinks are on me. You can
Alright,
take it out
yeah.
of my wage for today.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, I can do that.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. Well, if you want company, I can follow you to the night market. But you have to promise me you will try to not get me stabbed.
I'll try
will
my
do my
best.
We will
just
both.
ask. I'll just ask everybody to stab me and not you. That was
No,
a good idea.
Don't ask anyone.
No, it wasn't.
Please, don't
Huh?
ask anyone. More, if you see someone with a knife coming for me, then you can ask him.
Oh, okay.
But don't ask anyone else.
I'll keep an eye out for a knife and then tell them to stab me.
A knife that is on its way towards me. Alright, this is too much. Let's keep it simple. I will I will point to someone, and then I will look at you and I will say, tell him to stab you. Otherwise, you
How
don't
about
do
we
it.
tell them not to stab anyone?
You see, just Tumo like gets a very small nosebleed.
Alright, let's just avoid getting stabbed altogether. Let's not talk about stabbing. Okay, we forbid the word stabbing, alright? We are not allowed to say that anymore.
Okay.
David just mumbles to himself, even the genius are idiots now.
So
You
smart they're
become
dumb.
who you hang out with, I guess. She says, looking back to David.
Great comeback.
Thank you.
Where are we going?
Did you just call me a genius? That's
Yes.
so nice, as he just hugs David.
Okay.
She takes and drinks some of the new cider
that's
she got,
fair.
I guess. So do we leave now, or do you have to wait until dark and well, when do you go to the night market?
What
You
time
go
is
to
it?
the
Most
night?
fun in the dark.
Time-wise, it's probably like 6 p.m.
So it's a couple of hours before it becomes dark.
Like 2. Yeah.
So does one walk now, or do you have to wait 2 or 3 hours?
We can walk now, I suppose. We might be places that isn't the night market as well. Take a look around.
Maybe we should try to talk to the others, see what they found out at the hag when they wake up, to be honest. Otherwise we might go around asking things we already know.
But then you will never go have an adventure.
Maybe I'm just making excuses. She just takes a bigger swig of the cider.
David downs the rest of his whiskey and stands up. Let's go.
Alright.
Yay!
She stands up and as well then leaves half her cider.
He will
Quickly.
just take his mug and then like chugs it down in one go.
Mm.
She hugs her book and pulls down her hood a bit, so
I mean, you were scared they might see your book and think you're rich, so maybe we just hide the book?
alright. She opens her robe, puts down the book into one of these big pockets, and one of the big has something big in it that is, of course, the cat, but she has like one on each side inside the robes.
There, problem solved.
And it looks like she doesn't really know where to place her fingers. It's like move by holding them together, then to the side, and then like try to cross her arms, and like she doesn't really know what pose to take as she follows the others.
Try not
Oh,
to
just
look
as
like
a-
you. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Try not to look like you're expecting people to stab you. That might make people stab you.
We don't use that word anymore. All right, I will look. I will look perfectly fine.
All right then.
She tries to stretch her back when she crosses her arm. Finally, like finding this is the pose, and then like, I am ready.
Okay. You guys head out the door, quickly making your way through the crowds towards the marketplace itself.
And basically, what David wants to know is to keep an eye out for any thieves' camp or any indications of like where shady dealings goes on and such things.
Okay. Yeah, that can be done. Make me a... Oh, boy. Investigation advantage.
What?
19. Not very hard. When you get to the markets themselves, it looks like you're in the middle of sort of the day markets switching into or shifting into the night market. Quite a few stalls are in the process of being packed up, and people are making their way out with what goods they didn't sell for the day, and there are a couple vendors making their way with carts into the marketplace and sort of waiting for their colleagues to get out of the way so that they can begin setting up for the night. Oddly enough, not too far from Tiva's stall, as you see she, is cleaning up the area a little bit. Maybe like 4 stalls down, so about 60 feet away. You would see that there is the signs for the local Thieves Guild. The Coin Tars.
He will point this out and say, "Well, that is the local Thieves Guild symbol, if I don't misremember. They deal in some of those things."
You can see setting up in the stall in front of that is a full elf woman, mid-20s, so fairly young. And she sort of just puts down a couple of items, props up her feet up on the counter, and pulls out a book and starts reading through it.
Yasmin looks tense when you mention the word Thieves Guild. Like everything became a lot realer than she wanted it to be.
What are the items? Does it seem like she's pretending to be some kind of legit, or are they just obvious with it?
The items that it looks like they're selling a lot of leather products, I should say. So it's like backpacks, scroll cases, belts, new pairs of shoes, that sort of thing. Not very much of it, but there's a decent amount of each item.
Well, I would probably think that if they're not selling it, then at least they would have the knowings of who does.
Does the poison have a local name or like a other name? I only have the ingredients in it.
I mean, I don't think David would know, would he?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I mean, depending who it is, they might be able to tell by just the ingredients, or might know who to buy it from.
Tuo always looking for special stuff for food. Would he know people to go to for exotic ingredients? Because that's like right up his alley.
For exotic ingredients, there's actually a person who Tuo might visit on the regular here in the night markets. And you know that there is a person who sells ingredients from Tamini Nutag, which is to the far south and is sort of the desert region, and there are all sorts of, fascinating fruits and vegetables that always come from there, as well as like certain kinds of meats that aren't found throughout the Imperium are sold at that stall. The person who runs the stall is Brunus Matherson.
We can just go to Bruno's.
Who is that?
Do you not know Bruno's?
No.
Just follow me.
All right.
And I'll just lead them there.
Sure. You lead him over that way. It's not a too terrible of a distance away. It's probably another 8 stalls down from Tiva and the Thieves Guild. And what you'd see is an individual setting up. Looks to be a half-orc in their late 20s. Heavily, their face is covered heavily in like very, very, very tiny scars and scratch marks. Their overall apparel is slightly different than what you'd expect for the climate. It's a lot looser and like almost. It doesn't look like it's silk, but it's like a silk adjacent fabric. You might think it could be cashmere.
And 2-0 just walks up to him and gives him like a very heavy, like calm, like greeting.
Oh, Tuo, how are you doing, huh?
I'm good. Anything new for food that's fun?
Oh, I've got some.
Whatever you can't get rid of, I can try to make stuff from.
I've got
like
some brassica
usual.
fruit if you're interested.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I've got the usual things. Some, a couple pounds of Necadon.
People don't like it when I use that.
Oh, really? Not really a culinary thing? Whatever. People are weird up here.
I know.
I'm sorry, are these two with you, or?
Yeah, they're looking for poison stuff.
Poison stuff. Ah, I can help you out that. Alright.
Quick question. Are there any, like, thieves' can't symbols or anything on this?
Not on his stall, or not near his stall, no. What are you looking for, poison-wise?
And I get if I don't, I'm not sure I remember correctly, but I did identify the ingredients in it, right?
Yes, you did.
Yeah, so I will start listing that because I haven't listed it in front of me at least.
Oh, okay, alright, got you. You're looking for Delilah Berry. Alright, yeah.
Delilah berry. Is that common?
No, fuck no. You have to have a tiefling and...
We have a tiefling.
A tiefling, yeah.
Oh, okay. Weird. Are they willing
What
to
does
sell
it
any of
do?
their blood?
I mean, I've been told that my food makes people's throats bleed, and she's eaten a lot of it.
Hmm.
No. Is there any part in the world where that is more common?
Sure. Not necessary to many, but if you... Ron, if you head that way instead, it's a bit more common there, as there's quite a bit of tieflings that live there. And
What name did he say?
Ron.
Do I know where that is?
That is also it's one of the desert nations as well. So Tamini Nutog is, if you look at the map, it's in yellow. Down at the bottom, and it borders the Imperium. Oran is in the center in red.
All right.
Yeah.
don't
It's
See it though. It's a small place, or the whole thing is
the
okay.
whole thing in red. Yeah.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, it usually comes from like Sheki, or sometimes it comes from Gori. It depends. Yeah, it depends.
All right. Does it have any alternative usage? than death?
Is it good for food?
No.
No. Not
Oh.
unless you want the person to really die. I mean, in some circles, and that's, very few circles, it's used as, how you say, aphrodisiac. But that's like very small amounts.
But it's not like if you feed it to the person or something, he becomes more talkative before he dies or something? How does the death actually look like?
Well, they usually have a heart attack. Yeah.
And it only administered by eating, or?
I guess you
Consuming
could, stab someone with it, like coated on a blade. It would be a lot less effective and take more time to, depending on where you stab them. I don't know, if you stab someone in, like, the liver, it might go really quickly. It depends.
How much does a dose of that poison cost if you buy it here?
50 gold.
And I'm guessing there's not really a mix-up that could be done with it.
Like you mistake it
Make
for the
a
wrong
small
thing?
More like you try to do something else and you just mistakenly get it.
Clarify.
I mean, I don't know.
Like you're
There are a
trying
lot
to use
of-
it for the aphrodisiac property and then you take too much? Is that what we're saying?
No, maybe more along the lines, if you do it just right, you can use it as a health potion, but if you do it wrong, you get a poison.
No.
Or something
It's
like that.
It's a poison straight up.
Right.
But you there are certain things that does happen to individuals that involves erectile dysfunction if you take a very, very, very small amount. Hence aphrodisiac.
What is? Yeah. Two is just still looking at that thing he mentioned that nobody was buying that he might be able to buy.
Okay, what
It's
you can
like-
see is it looks a lot like sort of an oval-shaped egg, like ostrich egg size. But the outside kind of looks like the outside of a papyrus fruit. And it's got these vibrant thorns that just like sprout out of it in all different directions. That go from like an ivory white to a bright red.
How much for the thingy?
Oh, for those, it's just a gold each.
And how many does he have?
He has 6.
I'll take 3, and he puts 3 coins.
Okay, I could. Here you go. Pushes those over.
What are they called again?
In order to make this simpler, I'm just going to say maybe refer to them to your customers as what is the? You guys have a version of it here, but it's not exactly the same. Passion fruit.
So it makes people passionate, like the poison.
No.
It's just a name.
Oh,
Yeah. It's just a name.
okay.
How many places in Marienburg can you get this poison? Is it kind of common?
Oh, here
To
in
get-
Marienburg? No, you'd probably have to go through, like... You'd probably have to go through the Thieves Guild, or you could maybe, if you know, like a sky ship captain who's smuggling, or maybe even a, regular captain who's smuggling, you might be able to get it that way. And then there's me.
Have you sold it to any special individual in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I sold like a buttload of it 3 weeks ago.
To a half orc?
No, I sold it to couple people in hoods, like bluish
Blue hood?
hoods. Yeah.
Kind of fine material.
Yeah.
3 individuals.
Hmm.
She's about to take up her book, and then she's like, and the pencil appears in her hand, and then she like drops the pencil and like puts her arm across again and be like, all right, cool, 3 individuals.
Do you know where we can find them? To find out how it worked.
I mean, if you want me to be entirely honest, I'm pretty sure they were members of the PKK.
Oh.
Did their coins have any special minting, like it came from another region?
They paid in Ironfeld gold. Yeah.
And Ironfell is that blue region?
That's the blue region. It's the Ironfell Alliance.
Yeah. All right.
So.
I don't know. It was like 2 women and a guy. One of the women had like a very, very thick Middleshire accent. The other 2 sounded like they were straight up from Ironfell.
Oh.
Is it a thick, what kind of accent?
Middleshire.
Middleshire.
Yeah, probably from like. I mean, if I had to put it in a specific place, Puchov. Maybe Malaki. Puchov or Malaki, like that area. You know, sort of slower speech pattern.
Yeah.
Slightly faster than how Tuo talks. Slightly.
I mean, I don't talk that fast.
No, I mean, like, your speech pattern is very slow.
Oh.
Yeah. Not like slow in a
Is
bad way.
it?
It's just no. It's just you like to enunciate and you like to get through your words. So yeah. Yeah, kind of like that. Just a tiny bit faster.
So I should talk faster.
That's totally.
Do you
up to
mean like this? Is this fast enough? Like, I mean, I can talk
yeah.
faster,
That's
but
closer. That's more like that.
That felt weird.
I mean, years
I
of
didn't
practice,
like
you'll get it. But the Ironfell ones, I mean, one sounded like they were from Cindernest, the other one sounded like they were probably from, I don't know, Ironlay.
Alright. I have a question, DM, because I don't fully remember. Schmeller, he was eating something, right? Like a fruit or something.
Mm-hmm.
What fruit did he eat?
Same fruit.
What did he say?
He had an apple, he had a banana, and he also had what looked like passion fruit.
Alright. Did anyone of those 3 eat a lot of fruit when they were here?
No.
Did they buy anything else than the poison?
Candied yams.
Yums.
What's up?
Candied yams, you know, like it's a yam that you cook, and then you put like
I didn't know you.
the syrupy
you sold
sauce on top,
candy.
and then you like take a couple of marshmallows and melt it over
So
the
it's just
top.
writing this down.
You guys have never had candied yams?
Jasmine looks very jealous of 2.
Boy,
All right, because he told her to keep the book. I just didn't now realize what's going on.
When you say a buttload, how many doses are we speaking?
40.
So 14 is a buttload. He also
40,
writes that
40.
down. 40! Oh, that's a lot of meals.
Yeah.
Wait, was that 40 of poison or 40 of candy yams?
40 of poison. They bought like 10 candied yams.
So that's quarter of a buttload?
Just a load, maybe?
So they bought load of candied
A
yams.
load of candied yams and a buttload of poison.
Okay. He will just like lean over and whisper, "Can you make notes again? This is hard." And he'll just he'll just hand you his little notepad and like his like bit of charcoal pencil. And like his notes, I don't think they look like anything you'd understand, because it's
Chicken
such
scratch.
just scribbles as chicken scratches.
Alright, you can take the charcoal, hold that, and she takes the notebook, flips the page, a pencil appears, and she starts writing like there's no tomorrow. Like she has a list of things she's supposed to write.
Yeah.
And Stu is just looking over her shoulder, like with his mouth like wide open, so like wow.
It's also all nice calligraphy as she's writing. It's like she's writing fast, but it also looks like it's like this very fine, like easy, maybe not easy to read, but very clear letters if you can read that kind of style.
Well, is there anything Brunus can sell you today, huh?
Yes, of course. She looks around in the store. Is there something that looks... She tried to find something to buy because she doesn't just want to be rude and ask for information, not buy anything.
Sure.
Is anything interesting for an artisan here?
For an artisan, it looks like there's a fine set of quills. Some of them are like feathered quills, others are like metal quills.
Quills, unfortunately, she's very uninterested in. She will look for something else.
Okay.
How much for the candied yams? I wanna try one now.
Okay. He kind of goes to his pack and like very carefully pulls out a box, a metal box, and slowly undoes the lid, and there's like this steam that begins to rise, and says a copper for each one, and he carefully places it on the table, and you can see there's like 20 candied yams on little sticks.
I'll give you a silver for 3 and the recipe.
All right.
And he'll put a silver down.
Do you need me to write down the recipe?
Can you... She's making notes, I don't know. Can you make the recipe in that as well while you're writing?
Yes, I can do. I guess she knows what the candied yam is.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
She's like, so is it a standard recipe or is there anything special?
Yeah, it's a standard recipe. It doesn't look to be anything special.
Alright, she just adds it in as a footnote, basically.
And he'll hand each of them a candied yam so they can eat them together.
Do you happen to have any cogwheels or copper wire?
Copper wire? I've got some copper wire. I don't have cogwheels though. Hold on. I've got like 3 spools of copper wire, and he goes into his pack and he pulls them out, and there's like a yarn spool, but it's just copper wire.
Yeah. I can take 2 of those. How much?
Each one is going to cost you 5 silver. So a gold if you want to.
All right, I take both, and she gives over a gold.
Yeah, he hands them over to you.
And I will add 2 copper spools. Best buying today.
So I take it
No,
you're a
the
tinkerer?
candy gems are best buying today.
Yes, I dabble.
I've got the how you say the tongue here in Imperial is Busca? No. Busca in your language would be power crystal. I've got one
You
of
have
those.
power crystal?
I've
have?
only got one. It's 200 gold.
200 gold. I don't carry that much with me here, but that can be interesting. Can you put it aside to me, and I might come back in a few
Sure.
days pick it
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. For putting things aside, they usually charge like 10 gold. For
Sure.
I mean,
And she just gives over a platinum instant.
Okay.
Tuo kind of stops her. I mean, you kind of owe me a favor. Can't you put it aside as a favor to me? I've been making a lot of, like, advertisement for your shop.
The platinum coin holding in her hand, moving slowly back as she is waiting for the response.
Persuasion check advantage.
Alright. It's a +0, so let's see what we get. 18.
18. All right. Just this once. And he puts the power crystal aside.
And
Name?
now we're even. Heh.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I will
Name?
be back in a couple of days.
But-
Don't sell it to anyone.
Oh, okay.
Hide it. Don't tell anyone you have it. Shh.
All right, great.
If you sell it, we're no longer even.
No, that's how that would work. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So don't put it under their name. Just hold it for your face, specifically your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
No
great.
one
Yeah,
else. should.
I could do that. Yeah.
And then she realized she has promised to come to the night market once more, and she gets a little paler. But at least it seems a little less tense as she's now writing in this book. She was writing all the time she was speaking, not about what they were talking about, but what you previously talked about.
If you're interested, I think. Well, I mean. Oh, I think he went to jail though. Yeah, he's in jail. If you ever heard of Noonian Soon, he's
Tuo just
Rings a
starts to
bell.
get very angry.
yeah, he's got the market on power crystals actually. I think they're doing some research or something out in the Sea of Bahamut.
That guy is a murderer. He killed my
Allegedly.
friend.
Ooh, rough.
He's talking about another person. So they have similar names, but it's not the same.
He doesn't say anything.
Oh. I thought... Huh. I'm not good with names, so you can be right.
Anything else?
Out of character, that was the name of the...
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that is everything I have. Do you have any more questions? She looks over to the rest.
Actually, do I
Ah?
have something similar, but a poison for wounds instead? Similar price class?
You mean like a health potion?
No.
No.
What
Play
do
out
you
of
say? Like
She looks really uncomfortable as she translates this. A poison you apply by stabbing someone.
Oh,
exactly.
We said not to say stabbing anymore.
okay. Yes. A few things. 10 gold each. If you're interested, I mean, I have Yaris root, which affects the nervous system, and I have. I have Belos, which is, you know. You don't know what Belos is, do you?
I do not.
It can make you go blind.
Interesting. Both 10 gold?
Both 10 gold, yeah.
Blind with
Take one of each.
anger?
Yes.
Sorry?
No,
Blind
I guess
with anger?
No, not blind with anger. Like after you get stabbed, depending on how hardy the individual is, there's a chance that they will lose their sight for a period of time. I think it can last anywhere between like a few hours to a week.
Cool.
Also highly illegal, so you didn't get that from me.
Of course not.
Ooh. Do
They'll
you
fight
know
over the gold.
somebody that can fix my cloak? They say it has some chunks still in it.
I think you need to go to a tanner's shop for that.
You know a good one?
No, I don't. I mean, well, I do, but they're not like a shop here in town. It's more. I've got a member of the caravan who specializes in tanning. I don't know if they're like. I don't think they have their equipment though with them for. I don't know. Maybe. I could send them by. Are you still? Tool, you still work at the Widow's Whisper, Widow, whatever
Yes.
it's called?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll send somebody by, and you know, maybe the two of you can work it out. Keep your eyes out for Braski.
But I'm not good with names. If they remember my name, and just yeah, if they say they know you, I'll know to trust them.
Sure. You know, yeah. And I'll give them your description, you know. Tell them that you're looking to work. Is that the crocodile or alligator? I never can tell the difference.
It's giant crocodile.
Great. Okay. Wait, you wouldn't happen to have any, what is it called? Oh, there's a berry that grows in the southern swamps. I can't remember the name of. Lilac berry?
a lilyberry.
Yeah! That.
He'll just look to the others.
You wouldn't happen to have any of
I-
those.
We actually, unfortunately, just sold a bushhold.
You should have come to brew this, huh?
I didn't know you wanted
Nah, it's
it.
fine. It's fine.
I got hit on the head and forgot a lot of what happened.
Did the crocodile hit you on the head?
He'll just look at the others again.
Something like that.
Okay.
But if I see any, I can probably bring by and sell to you.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Let's see. If it's daytime, there's a caravan that is up by the Fishmonger's Inn.
All right.
Just ask for Brunus, and you know, they'll get in contact with me.
All right. Adding a note to that.
I think if with the amount of how much you write, you will be definitely running out of space on the little notepad.
You will
Like-
start, you will start noticing that she has like filled the page, but then she starts writing on the side, and she like seems to be able to cram in new lines in the middle of between other lines in smaller text, still calligraphy. And she's like filling this page in ways that you didn't think you could fill a page with.
Like Tua's thing is more like a combination of drawing with some few words he knows how to read. So like this is like totally different from the rest in the notebook.
So
Well-
I could So I could reach you there as well if I want to pick up the crystal.
Yeah.
She looks a lot happier suddenly. Without knowing where this fishmonger's inn is.
All right. Well, thank you very much at shopping with me. It's been a pleasure. Tuo, you should bring your friends around more often. You know, they buy more than just food.
Something wrong with food?
No. It's just, you know, I have more interesting things, in my opinion.
Food
But
is
food is
most
good.
interesting.
Food is pretty interesting. I will admit. Yeah.
Mm.
Alright, but seeing you then.
Yeah.
And
Thank
she
you.
looks over to David to take lead.
Start moving away.
All right.
And then she says to David as they get away, "Why do you need poison? Are you going to put it on your weapons?"
It crossed my mind.
And it's on those words the episode ends. Thank you all so much for coming out and watching. We greatly appreciate it. If you missed most of the episode and only caught the last portion, or if you're interested in watching the series in full, make sure to head over to YouTube, youtube.com/Forgotten Dreams, and you'll be able to find a full-on archive of all the streams that we've done for our RPGs, including this show and Children of the Cup and others. Adios.
Adios.